Hello students, in this particular video, let us find out the solution for the given question. Ammonia is evolved when aqueous NaOH is heated with. So there are four options given to you: benzoic acid, ethylamine, nitrobenzene and acetamide. So we'll see it one by one and try to find out the right answer for this question. The first option was regarding benzoic acid, right? So we need to find out whether in presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide will it evolve ammonia or not. So we know a general reaction that whenever an acid reacts with an alkali like sodium hydroxide, it results in the formation of salt and water, right? So if I take carboxylic acid, that is the benzoic acid in the first case, interacting it with alkali, that is NaOH, it results in the formation of salt of this type, that is sodium salt of benzoic acid, and water is given out as a byproduct. Is it clear? So definitely no ammonia is involved within this case. Now let us consider the second one. Second case is with reference to ethylamine, right? So let us assume that ethylamine can interact with sodium hydroxide. Then what should be the product here? So this is your CH3CH2 ethyl group with reference to amine, right? Definitely nitrogen has a lone pair of electron here. So when it interacts with sodium hydroxide, how would be the reaction taking place here? This hydroxide ion, being a nucleophile, should have a tendency to abstract this hydrogen. Definitely the excess of electrons have to move towards nitrogen. So this reaction is basically observed to be a reversible reaction. So it will result in the formation of this product. So I have nitrogen with a negative charge density over here, hydrogen in this case here, and sodium in combination. Yes or no? Now this particular product, if I say the reaction has to proceed in forward direction, one thing you can observe, even if the reaction proceeds, there is no formation of ammonia in this particular case. So we are not getting the solution for our answer for the question which is given, right? But however, one more thing we can note with reference to ethylamine is ethylamine basically does not have tendency to react with sodium hydroxide. What can be the reason for this? The simple reason is the neutral ethylamine has a pKa value of almost 40 in presence of water in aqueous solution, right? That means what will be the value of K? Ka is equal to 10 raised to power minus 40, right? So this value is very, very small. That means dissociation constant of ethylamine in presence of aqueous NaOH is very small. That means ethylamine does not have tendency to react with sodium hydroxide. Is it okay? Now we'll move to the third case. Now the next case is with reference to nitrobenzene. Now as far as nitrobenzene is concerned, it can undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions, particularly at ortho and para positions. If you consider nitrobenzene, so nitrobenzene has a nitro group. Nitro group is what type of group? It has a minus I effect. Due to minus I effect, if you consider the resonating structures of this particular nitrobenzene, you can observe that positive charge is found on the resonating structures at ortho and para positions, right? Because of this, such nitrobenzenes, when are interacted with strong nucleophiles like hydroxide ion of sodium hydroxide, it can easily attack at ortho or para positions, right? And because of this nucleophilic attack, nucleophilic substitution reactions proceed, resulting in the formation of orthonitrophenol and paranitrophenol. So this is your NO2, that is formation of orthonitrophenol, or it can result in the formation of paranitrophenol at the para position. Is it clear? Right? So again, we are not up to the mark. We are not getting any byproduct in the form of an ammonia. But however, because of this particular reaction, you are in a position to understand that what could happen when nitrobenzene interacts with sodium hydroxide, right? One more thing to note here is they have specified in the question that you need to take aqueous sodium hydroxide. However, nitrobenzene does not interact with aqueous solutions of nucleophiles, right? They rather need certain drastic conditions in presence of strong nucleophiles, and then only nitrobenzenes can further be converted into ortho and para products, right? So instead of aqueous NaOH, if you have a concentrated form of NaOH or solid NaOH, then this reaction will definitely proceed in this form. Is it okay? Now let us move to the last possibility. The next case is with reference to amides. As far as amides are concerned, amides are hydrolyzed slowly by water, rapidly by acids, and more rapidly by alkalis like NaOH, right? So let us try to find out what would be the reaction in this particular case. So when acetamide CH3CONH2 interacts with aqueous sodium hydroxide, it results in the formation of sodium salt of acetate, right? And ammonia as a byproduct is released in this case. Let us try to find it out with the help of a mechanism that would be then more easier to understand. Yes or no? So let us do that. So I have an amide here, RC double bond O NH2. If you want to specify with reference to acetamide, what you're going to simply do is you have to replace this R with CH3, right? So what will happen? Sodium hydroxide, whereby there is an hydroxyl group which is a powerful nucleophile. So definitely in case of carbonyl group, oxygen being more electronegative will pull the electrons towards itself, because of which negative charge will develop on oxygen. So I have RCO minus. So initially there were 2 lone pairs with oxygen. One more lone pair will be coming on the oxygen atom. There's NH2 group over here, and OH will attack this particular carbon definitely due to carbon having partial positive charge developed within this case. Yes or no? So there is a formation of such kind of tetrahedral intermediate. However, this tetrahedral intermediate is not much stable, so it will be further dissociating. So how would it dissociate? Let us try to find out what will happen. This particular pair of electrons will move here, and this NH2 group will have a tendency due to this nitrogen to pull the electrons towards itself. So bond over here will break, right, resulting in a formation of RC double bond O minus, that is formation of carboxylate anion, and this NH2 will be released here, right, and this will be further attacked by this hydrogen, so resulting in a formation of NH3. Is it clear? So that is your formation of sodium salt of carboxylate anion, and ammonia as in byproduct is released, right? I hope all the mechanisms are clear to you with reference to all the 4 concepts. Now let us move to the main question again so that we can take the right answer over there. So let us conclude. So ammonia is evolved when aqueous NaOH is heated with. What about benzoic acid? What did we get there? You got sodium salt of carboxylic acid along with water as a byproduct. Next was the case of ethylamine. Ethylamine has a very low Ka value. Dissociation constant of acid is very low in this case. So it does not result in any product. No reaction took place here. In case of nitrobenzene, what happened? Here, nucleophilic substitution reaction was possible, because of which orthonitrophenol and paranitrophenol can be formed as a byproduct, provided strong nucleophile is taken within the reaction to work out and drastic conditions are maintained, right? The next case was acetamide. What happened in case of acetamide? This reaction resulted in a formation of tetrahedral intermediate initially, which further dissociated into sodium salt of the carboxylic acid, and ammonia gas was evolved. Right? So our correct option is option number D. Is it okay? So that's for today. Thank you for watching.